Did you know that if a woman brings you mail, that she's not a mailman?
Did you know that platypuses sweat milk?
Is that true?
They don't have nipples.
They sweat milk.
They sweat milk.
And what you're thinking of is a female man.
That's right, a female man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad we stole that joke.
Didn't steal anything. Borrowed it. Inspired by. Now I've done it too. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steven. This is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Speaking of small mammals, we both have one on our shirt.
I have this is actually, if this was an actual cat's head, it would be a very large cat.
I mean, you want to talk about to scale, that would be a very large squirrel.
I feel like that'd be a pretty normal sized squirrel. That's the full squirrel body here. These would just be very tiny buildings.
That's a big squirrel for around here, anyways.
Yeah.
For around these parts, our squirrels are like rats.
Yeah. If you just went up to Julian, their squirrels are a lot bigger.
Up here in space, our squirrels are tiny.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking of like when you said here, I'm thinking like in San Diego.
Zero gravity and tiny capsules. There's not a lot of room for full size squirrels up here.
Plus, they're eating like all they have to eat are electrical
space
wires
ice cream
and space ice cream.
The squirrels got into the space ice cream. It was rocky road, so I can't blame them.
Has Wampler been sending you like freeze dried snacks because they're perfect for space?
Is Brian into freeze drying stuff?
Yeah, he freeze dry. He'll like buy tons of candy.
I haven't kept up on Wampler's adventures.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I should see if he can send me some snacks.
He's a freeze dry
space snacks.
Freeze dry captain Ryan.
Yes, Steve. Let's do our guitar podcast show thing.
So do we need to explain to the viewer?
They get it.
Okay.
Everyone who's watching this episode has watched every episode we've ever done. They know what we're doing. If you happen to be just someone who doesn't know what's going on, ask us in the comment section. We'll fill you in. Okay. We're gonna look at some guitars now. All right. Got it?
The ultimate Trashcaster, the King Bee, lousy paint job, hodgepodge of parts, 100% do not give AF. Sounds as dirty as it looks, as Geiger locking tuners, graphite nut, guitar fetish, vintage wound dog ear P90, and a set of cool as fuck witch hats for knobs. Why did I say fuck the second time but not the first time?
I don't know.
You know you wanna. $300. This is Canadian $300, so this is like American like $230, $240, I think. Something like that.
It depends on if they track you down to get the tariffs.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, if it's shipping across international borders.
Oh, you got to smuggle this one. This is a smuggler's guitar.
This is rough. It's kind of neat.
It's straddling the line, but its legs are so far apart. It's like, is it even worth it to straddle this line anymore? Just choose a side. Are you cool or do you suck? We can't figure it out. I legitimately, I'm confused trying to figure out which direction I'm going to go with this. Do I love it or hate it? Like, you've got this universal pickup route here.
Ryan,
which is like
the question
kind
is
of brilliant, but also super duper ugly.
I think the question you want to ask yourself is, do you love it or will you diss it?
Is that a thing? That sounds like a bit from someone else's show.
It's a bit.
Oh, it's from Bad Credit.
There you go.
Do you love it or do you diss it?
Yeah.
No, is it, do you love it or you hate it?
It's do you love it or you, or it's, I think it's you love it or you diss it.
You might be right. It's a local band that we were fans of 20 years
Matt's
ago.
in the Aquabats now?
He is in the Aquabats.
Currently,
Optimus Rhyme himself is now in the Aquabats.
Who is he in the Aquabats? Does he have a name in the Aquabats?
I forget his name in the Aquabats. Damn it. Sorry, Matt. So anyways, you love it or you diss it. You love it, but you diss it. That's the song. You love it,
but you diss it. Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't like chickens, and that's a fact. I always thought you were going to respond.
You had 10 chickens, and you called it a snack.
There you go. They were a rap
Is
rock
it 12
band.
chickens?
So there was this local band. We're not talking about the guitar yet. There was this local band called Bad Credit. Go look them up. They made some fun songs.
Yeah,
and it was like kind of like
B-A-D, wicka, 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 B-A-D-C-R-E-D.
It was like
I can't do it.
Humorous,
I'm not a good rapper.
Novelty rap rock band that was strangely very, very good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really, really great guitar riffs and drum parts and bass lines. Like they had San Diego's bassist in it. Like the guy who plays bass in every single San Diego band was also in this band.
I think their drummer was basically San Diego's premier
Yeah.
drum. Was it Jake Nager? I think Jake Nager. I think is.
Oh, I was thinking about O was playing the bass.
Yeah. O was playing bass.
But sometimes Foot played bass. I was thinking about Foot. We're talking such local lore right now that none of you know.
I think.
Any idea what we're talking about.
Actually, people I think would know Fluff, like,
right?
Not Ryan Bruce, but the band Fluff.
His name was
from
also
the
O.
90s.
How many people were talking about? No, it's just one person. It's the same person with all these different nicknames.
Yeah, actually, I think when I saw Bad Credit, Foot was playing bass.
Yeah.
But I think Jake was playing drums as Dallas and Matt.
Right.
And I don't know who else was in that band.
I forget the name of the guitarist. Scuba Steve. That was their nickname for him. I forget what his real name is. But he was excellent. He played one of those Squire Jazz Master Strat double humbucker things. It had a Strat trim. It was sparkle silver.
Was it like a Jagmaster?
Jagmaster. That was it. I don't remember your name, but I remember
this
your
is
guitar.
why they pay us the big bucks, because a random gear podcast, no matter how much they're into guitars, isn't going to be like, oh yeah, Squire Jagmaster, you moron. How did you not know that?
I always wanted one of those though, but it's been 20 years since I tried to remember the name.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't sent one for us to talk on the show, so it's your fault.
I remembered the name, and that's why I beat Phil McKnight in the Sweetwater employee test.
Steve did beat Phil McKnight in the employee.
He brought that up on his show a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, he's still thinking about it.
Yeah. I was in the chat. He's like, oh yeah,
a humiliating defeat. He probably.
It was only by like a couple percent in the guitar section.
Yeah, you kind of creamed Phil in the everything else section.
Yeah. Hey, he's a guitar player, and I'm just one of those freaks that used to read the Sweetwater catalog front to back.
Right, but you can also, you're good at educated guesses, so you're like, I think I know what DMX lighting is.
Yeah, no. Anyway, this I don't understand what's going on with this pickup mount.
It's a giant hole that they painted black.
Yeah, I see a giant hole, and I want to paint it black.
You can almost see the black screw on the edge there. Why? What? Oh, so this is a humbucker size P90. This isn't even a real P90.
No, this is a regular P90.
Is that a dog ear?
It's a dog ear.
It's a dog ear.
It's a dog ear P90. It's vintage spec. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It looks like, I think what it is this was their normal Telecaster mount, and they basically chiseled it out with a freaking spoon. They were like, I got a prison shiv, and I'm going to route this guitar.
I want to know how deep that dog ear is in the body, because dog ears are designed to sit on the top of the body.
Yeah.
And I could see, like, there's thick ones and there's thinner ones. I could see even the thinner one being challenging next to a hardtail bridge like that and needing to drop it down a little bit. I'm wondering how much they dropped that. Is that like sunk into the body?
What even is this body? That's not a Telecaster tailpiece.
It doesn't even look, it honestly looks like the saddles are mismatched to the bridge, because the saddles stick out the edges of the bridge. This whole thing is parts from everywhere, but...
Okay, I feel like we've said a lot of bad things. Can I say a nice thing?
Yeah.
I like these knobs.
I like the knobs too.
They're not mounted right, but I like them.
The Telecaster control plate is some sort of fancy aftermarket aluminum job.
Yeah.
There's so many things going on here that I kind of love it. I kind of love this thing. If I got this, I would probably do something to change the vibe of that pickup route. I'd square it off or something like that.
The nasty matte finish of the paint actually reminds me a lot of my red Telecaster. Like, it feels right to me.
I'm down with that like hand painted house paint vibe of the guitar. Here's what I would do with that hole. You like
with the hole that the pickup is in, or the other two holes that are empty?
The universal pickup mount. The other two holes that are empty are normal holes. I'm not even going to talk about those holes. Here's what I'm going to do with this gaping Telecaster universal pickup mount. I'm going to put scratches and claw marks coming out of it, and I'm going to paint 2 little evil eyes on the pickup in there, and it's going to look like there's some sort of creature living in there, like a raccoon or something.
An evil raccoon.
Some sort of evil haunted raccoon is living inside this guitar, and it's like dug a hole out of it, and it's poking out at you.
You ready to hear something stupid?
I am. I always am.
So I've
You
been
know that about
I've
me,
been
Steve.
staring at this Telecaster control plate, and I've been trying to figure out why does it looks like a little bit off to me.
Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it?
And then I went, wait, how do I switch pickups?
There ain't.
And then I went,
switch.
wait, there's only one pickup. There's nothing to switch. So, so the knobs are like extra wide.
Where did this neck come from? That's not a Strat headstock.
No.
What is that? It's got a weird rounded bit underneath the swoop. It almost it reminds me of the Fender acoustics.
The string tree's in the wrong place, I think.
And look at this.
No. Wait, what?
We're the worst guitar detectives ever. I've got a clue. Wait, no, I don't.
No, is it just off? Is it in the wrong spot?
Let me take a look. I'm on my way.
This headstock makes me think of the Starcaster for some reason.
Yeah, it's in a weird spot. They're using it's in the wrong spot, but the place where they put it, that would have been the string tree for the high E and the B, and they're using it for the G and the B.
Is that what the
so
issue
there's
is?
not a tree on the high E.
Yeah. Okay.
So the B and the G are bending over to be in this thing. Did they wait? Maybe the E is in it, but it's sharing a slot with the B.
I don't know, but why is the G in it?
I don't know. You don't ask me, man.
I don't understand this at all. If you're listening to the audio version, that's
Good
why there's
luck.
an imager in the description for you to look at these, because I can't wrap my brain around it.
This is such a funny thing because it's like clearly some sort of custom aluminum control plate thing that they found on eBay or whatever that probably cost them $20. They got nice Geiger tuners on here, locking Geikers.
Yeah.
Some sort of nice vintage spec dog ear P90. I didn't listen to the details when Steve was reading. I was off somewhere else.
It's a GFS P90. That's it.
Oh, it's a GFS. Okay, so it's of the is better budget is what it is. You know, that's how I would classify GFS as better budget. And then this weird bridge situation where they put saddles that were too big onto a bridge that was too small. It's a Chris Farley bridge is what's going on here. So they're through like some okay parts at this, and the rest of it is like, what even is any of this?
$220. What price gets you out of the house for this?
$75.
Yeah.
Is that what you're feeling?
I was thinking so this is my frame of reference. Now I'm going to expose myself as a fraud. I've already done
great.
that. Everyone knows I'm a fraud.
Steve is a fraud.
I bought that parts.
He didn't even tell me.
I bought that parts Jaguar like a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, it's Jaguar-ish.
Jaguar Novo-ish with a rhythm circuit that's actually just a bunch of switches that aren't actually wired to anything.
It's a weird cheap guitar that Steve bought.
But I bought that for $100.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking this can't be worth more than $100.
No,
this is,
no.
I feel like in the same vein as that thing.
I mean, that neck could be something really cool. We just don't know, and they're not telling us. I really have a suspicion that it came off of a Fender acoustic.
No, I don't think it's a Fender acoustic.
You don't think so?
No.
You know what I'm talking? They have those bolt-on Fender acoustics. They have Strat style. They're not Strat. They're like, what are they? They're like the Malibu or whatever.
Yeah, the Malibu, the Newport.
The Newport. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Is there a Doheny?
No. But I was about to go through all of the beaches in Surfing USA.
Yeah. Manhattan Beach.
Is there
Strangely
a
not
Palisades?
Manhattan.
Yeah. Long Beach, oddly one of the shortest beaches in Los Angeles.
I think for $75 though, I would, if this was local, I'd be tempted to rescue it. It's a pound puppy situation.
It's so cute. You just want to hug it, but only for $75.
And then I would address the bridge situation. Is it fine? It looks like structurally it might be fine. It's just annoying me visually. Then I might like cut some sort of pickup ring for the bridge situation. I like the color. I like the house paint yellow situation. I like just the single pickup in the bridge. Don't worry about the neck route or the wire route that's left poking out there. It's fine. I like the aluminum stuff. There's stuff I like about this, a lot that I like about it, but there's just something where it's like, that's not worth anything.
Yeah.
Which is the best kind of thing to like. If it's not worth very much, you can have it, right?
Yep.
But I don't know if anyone should pay, what was it, $225?
$220.
$300.
300 Canadian.
A 300 Canadian. Like you can, if you like the vibe, I can't talk you out of it. But at that price, there's plenty of good things on Amazon that you could get into. You know, you could get into an entry-level ERT and be doing better, I bet.
For 220?
For 220.
Oh, I'm sure
if you're just looking for a guitar that'll be good, you can do better on Amazon.
100%.
Is my point. Unless that's a magic neck and we don't know. You know, like we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. All right, let's move on, Steve.
Ryan.
Thanks for sending that, Jake.
This episode's brought to these fine folks by Stringjoy. I'm bouncing them up a week.
Okay.
It's supposed to be next week, but they still have a giveaway going.
We got to push that giveaway. Does that mean that they're going to get 2 weeks of dead air?
Maybe. Or maybe I'll just flip the schedule.
Well,
they'll just get a freebie.
Just give them a freebie. They're our friends.
Get a freebie.
Guys, this isn't an official sponsorship. We're not invoicing for this one. We just want you to let you know that Stringjoy is giving a guitar away.
Yeah.
You should probably want that guitar.
All you have to do is buy a pack of strings. I don't think it matters how many you buy. I think if you buy 1 pack or 100 packs, you get the same number of entries. You can also mail them a letter. That's the other way to get into the contest.
Wow.
Physically mailing.
That's so crazy.
Entry.
It feels like it should be the thing that you just do. Like that should be the contest. You have to send in a letter. Why are you playing that, Steve?
I pushed the screen and the Rolling Stones happen.
That's how the Rolling Stones happen. You press the screen and they just start happening. Okay.
It's a 1978 Fender Telecaster Custom. It's the summer of Stringjoy, and through June 30th, any Stringjoy purchase gets you entered to win this blah, 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 blah guitar. It's not a reissue. It's a real deal 1978. Blah, 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 blah. Place an order between June 1st and June 30th. Blah, blah, blah. And some other things. Oh, even after you buy it, you still have to email them a copy of your receipt. So there's more things to jump through. Go read the rules.
Yeah.
Go buy some strings. Ryan, this episode is also brought to these folks by Reverb.com.
That's true, Steve. We're big fans of Reverb. I'm actually gearing up with Mrs. Hum right now to sell so many pedals.
Oh.
Like a year's worth of demo pedals.
Are you going to gear math those into some other gear that basically you're getting for free?
I guess I'm going to have a free mortgage payment.
Oh. Thanks Reverb.com.
Cool gear math. I think I'll turn this into living into my house for 1 more month, or my family living on my house back on Earth. I miss them so much. I do get to go home on the weekends, though. That's part of the lore. Go home on the weekends.
I'm glad you were able to shoot all your pedals out of the ground cannon and hit your house without blowing a hole.
You know, the most expensive part of shipping these days is the heat shielding.
Yeah. But head on over to Reverb.com. They are the internet's premier used gear.
Are you kidding? Like, is there
sales site?
Like, who else is there at this point?
eBay.
Like, I know, but that's all like a different tier. Like
Guitar Center used. Do you count places like that? Sweetwater Gear Exchange. Do those count?
Reverb is just like, it's like Google.
Yeah.
Like you don't say I'm going to search for that. You say I'm going to Google that. You don't say I'm going to sell this. You say I'm going to reverb it, and people know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
They don't need to sponsor us. Everyone already knows. As I'm saying, the last episode of our billing cycle.
I mean, next week's the last episode, but you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
This episode is also brought to everybody by Chase Bliss. They're no longer Chase Bliss Audio. They're just Chase Bliss. It's been that way for a while. I don't know why I'm saying it out loud.
It expands it out. You don't have to just chase audio for Bliss anymore. You can chase all sorts of stuff for Bliss now.
The thing I always say is get on their mailing list, because every few weeks, they send out an email with some fun facts about things that are going on sale that you might be interested in. So if you're ever interested in a chaseless pedal, go to their website right now. Get on their list.
Be honest. Like, let's get serious right now. Like,
let's get down to business.
Eye contact with me, not with Steve. Don't look at Steve right now.
I'm making eye contact with.
There's a chaseless pedal that you want, and you've been thinking about it for a long time. I know that. You know that. Let's just be honest with each other. All right. There's the sponsorship. That's all it takes for us to just have that moment of recognition and know that, yeah, there's one that you want, right?
This topic was suggested by you, and this is the way I'm going to suggest we go about it.
Oh, you're setting the rules. Okay.
I feel like I spoiled it for myself already. I'm going to open the folder.
Okay.
And we're just going to go through the pictures in the order that you put them in the folder. So I'm opening and I'm going to the very first one.
Well, let me preface it a little bit.
And you now tell them
that's the first one in your folder?
That's the first one in my folder.
That should not be the first one in your folder.
Here, can I reorder?
Yeah, get away from this.
Here.
Maybe not.
No, it's this one. Last opened? No, by name. There, screen grab.
Yeah, because it's all in screen grab.
Okay. Which this is the first one we talked about. This is the inspiration.
Yes. This is the reason why we're going to talk about this. Gibson came out with a duffel bag.
Yeah.
And it costs, did I have the screen grab of the price?
I think it's $700.
Yeah, it's like $700-800 or something like that.
But you do not have a screen grab.
How did I miss that?
You do have the backpack at $400.
Oh my gosh.
You have the tour jacket.
Lots of brands have lifestyle stuff, lifestyle products that they sell. Just usually hats, shirts, maybe the occasional belt buckle, things like that, like coasters, etc., etc. Someone posted, I think in our group, the Gibson duffel bag, which I'm pretty sure is $700-800, something like that. It's all leather. It looks very fancy and nice. And it has, I will say about the duffel bag and the backpack, they have that really fun purple magenta Gibson case liner in it.
$799.
$800.
It's Lifton leather. So on the Gibson custom shop cases, they're leather cases.
Hold on a minute, Steve. I've got to give a clean short pitch here of what we're talking about, what the subject matter is going to be, in case RJ wants to make a short out of it, because this is going to be nonsense. Every single brand these days. I'm going to try one more time. Here we go. Put your hand on your YouTube machine and wish me luck. So every single guitar brand these days sells lifestyle products. We're going to spend some time looking at some notable ones that I found today. There we go. We're in it.
Yes,
we're in
amen.
the short now. Good luck, RJ. Good luck getting the rest of this together. All right. So $800 duffel bag. It looks like it's made out of really nice leather. It looks like it's designed specifically for Gibson with the magenta liner and stuff like that. I get that it's nice. I get that, like, bags are expensive. Like, people will spend top dollar on cool luggage.
Yeah.
If I was a cool, like, connect this to being like a watch guy, Steve. Mm-hmm. If I was a cool bag guy, like I collected cool, like luggage stuff, I feel like Gibson wouldn't be it.
It's so the thing I was trying to figure out, because I actually did look this one up before, is whether or not this is even a good price.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I was trying to figure out how to compare it, because there's a bunch of like ones on Amazon, of course, that are like $100 or whatever. But I could not find like a premium.
Only Gibson's good enough, man.
Sort of like and I feel like something like an Hermes is going to be like way more expensive.
I don't even know what that is. It sounds expensive.
GQ's best leather duffel bags for first class flyers.
This will tell us. I mean, this is for first class flyers.
Then they're talking about $2,000 for like a Gurkha Cavalier.
So this is like an Epiphone of bags then. Come on, let's be honest.
In that case, but it's like, I don't really know.
Meaning the thing is it's worth $800 somehow.
They push these out. There's a Shinola for like $1,000. That's a camera.
You know what?
That's a watch company.
You know what? This thing is $800. It should be an Epiphone bag. That's not a Gibson price.
Yeah. It's not over.
Hey, Gibson, let us know when you have a nice bag, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Right? But yeah, they got all sorts of stuff. They've got a leather wallet for $179 that has a big old riveted metal logo on it. That would drive me absolutely bonkers.
Oh,
I would hate that so much.
And here's the thing. Okay, this handcrafted USA made black leather billfold
It's
uses
a billfold,
premium.
so it's meant for going in your coat pocket or whatever.
Well, I think that's just a fancy way of saying wallet.
Okay.
Full grain leather material similar style as the iconic Lifton 5-cat latch cases used by Gibson in its golden era in the 1960s. Black pebble full grain leather exterior with goldenrod plush.
We don't need to read all of that.
Well, no. I'm just looking at it like
You're not going to find the specs that justify the price.
No, I have exclusively purchased what I believe are, in fact, I can look.
Here we go.
Rogue Industries, Rogue front pocket wallet, genuine top grain leather made in USA. So theirs is full grain, so maybe that's better than top grain. I don't really know. It's made in USA, but this is like, I think, a $60 wallet, and it's got freaking RFID blocking technology. You buy this Gibson wallet, I dare you, I'm going to steal your life.
Yeah, but you know what?
Actually, I don't know how to do that. So,
You know
but
what?
someone will.
That Gibson metal plate that's been riveted
It's
onto it,
going to block your...
that can stop a bullet.
It's going to stop. Yeah, my wallet cannot stop a bullet.
Don't worry about getting shot in a very specific part of your butt anymore. That Gibson wallet is body armor.
But you know what?
You're good to go.
If Super Rich Steve had a wallet, there'd be so much cash in it.
So there's also
that the cash would stop the bullet.
the companion backpack. Of course, if you have the duffel, you have to have this.
Yeah.
$1,200 out the door. It's a steal.
It's a $400 backpack.
Matching luggage. You've got your carry-on that you tuck underneath your first class seat, and then you've got the duffel that you put in the overhead. Well, you don't do it. The servants do it for you.
Right.
I don't know if any of this stuff is good. I think it's just wild to kind of document what's going on over there at Gibson. I've also got a bunch of stuff from Fender. I found some stuff from PRS. I tried to look for some stuff from Ibanez and Taylor. So we've got a little bit of a journey to go on right here.
I mean, to that point, like I'm looking at like a black leather Gucci backpack. They're all $3,000. So in comparison, like $400 is affordable.
Yeah, but no one who buys Gucci is going to look at the Gibson brand and be like, well, there's a bag brand that I'm going to be into. It's not these bags. My suspicion is that they are only collectible and only valuable to guitar people.
No,
like the crossover with bag people isn't going to be there. The bag people are going to be like, that's cute.
That's the part of it that I don't understand, because the other thing is like I bet
we have bag people in our audience that are also guitar people. Let us know what you think, bag people.
I don't remember what the brand is, but I got some like Amazon brand bag that I use for NAMM. It's a shoulder strap bag that I really like. And I worked with RJ on finding those, and a lot of the like pro grade, or like, I don't know if they're pro grade, but they're like higher quality, like photographers backpacks are all in like the $200 to $300 range. This thing is little.
Yeah.
This thing's like doesn't seem like it's going to hold a lot of stuff.
It's like laptop and a dress shirt and a USB battery brick for your devices.
It's 16 by 14. It's only going to hold a small laptop.
All right, Steve, we got to keep rolling. There's a lot of stuff.
We got a Gibson tour jacket.
$225. I'm going to say, you can disagree with me at the end of this. I think Gibson's apparel game, although a lot of it is pricey, a lot of it's actually very strong.
You think this is cool?
I think this is cool. I like that it doesn't say Gibson anywhere. A lot of the stuff from this line, the H-Bar C, I think that must be some sort of well-known like Western wear line or something like that.
Yeah.
It all looks legit cool to me. Like this Dove jacket, it looks rad.
Yeah, I think H-Bar C is like the premier cowboy shirt.
Gotcha.
Company.
So
or at least one of them.
I don't know if that price is absurd or whatever, but I don't know. Fashionably, I think that's a very cool statement piece right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's someone, I mean, look at the inside of it.
I like that inside.
It's really cool. And the dove
What kind of flower is that? Is that a poppy?
Could be.
I think that's a poppy.
I don't know. And then, okay, so they have this Imogen plus Willie X line of shirts. They're single color t-shirts. I don't know if they're designed by Willie Nelson or something like that. But they're all $70 for.
You ever think about how when you read things you learn, Ryan?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
These are definitely poppies because it's Laurel Canyon themed.
Okay, all right, okay.
I read a thing and I just wanted you to know. Yeah, a $68 t-shirt.
And they have a bunch of these $68 t-shirts. And here's the thing. The cheaper Gibson shirts are cool too. Yeah. So this is just like some line of like some fashion brand or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, what is Willie X? If I knew what those words meant, then I would know. But then also like,
is Willie not Willie Nelson?
That's what I assumed, but I don't know. Doesn't he play Martin?
I don't know.
He plays the same Martin guitar for 1,000 years. But this first shirt is like fun music, support live music, hire live musicians.
Yeah.
But then like, how many live musicians are going to be able to afford a $70 shirt? Like, whoever bought this shirt definitely has the money to hire live musicians. So
Imogene plus Willie is just a brand.
Okay, so just keep throwing your money at music stuff. Hire your live musicians. Clearly, you can do it. You're buying a $70 T-shirt here. But then this one with the skull doing the reverse Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
You know the picture of Billie Eilish?
Yes, right.
With the headstock in her mouth? Well, this time the headstock's coming out of the mouth, but it's not Billie Eilish. It's a skull.
This is, I would expect this in Target for $22.
Exactly. This is the sort of stuff that I designed when I was in the apparel industry. There's not even tuners on the headstock.
This is $68, right? You know, I was pricing t-shirts the other day, though apparently we're out of money, so we can't do this. Yeah.
We're not out of money. It's just, we'll have some in a while.
We're bankrupt. I was pricing, you know what? You know how much this shirt costs, Ryan? It probably costs like $3.98.
If that, to print, to make, to manufacture.
Yeah. This is vintage white, is maybe vintage white. I was looking at Heather Charcoal Gray, which is a premium color 50-50 blend.
It's some sort of fashion print. So, they charge what they charge. Yeah. But then you go over to this Western wear shirt, and now I have no problem paying $150. Yeah. This thing looks cool. Like, that looks rad.
Yeah. And again, I think that's actually like kind of, it's maybe a little high, but it's not insane.
Yeah. But then we get into kind of your standard fare Gibson shirts that are $25, $29, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy a Firebird t-shirt, which looks rad. Like, that looks like a shirt, like, you turn that into your oil changing shirt in 15 years when it's all stained, and it looks even radder.
Yeah.
That is like your ride a motorcycle shirt.
Do you change your own oil?
And it's only $19. I change my own oil on one car, but not on the other. And then this one's fun, $29. Welcome to Tube Town. I'm still saying that, like,
oh, that's a rad graphic.
That's a fun shirt. Gibson's apparel game is weirdly strong. It's weirdly strong. There's some head scratchers in there, but it kind of makes me want a Gibson shirt. And I don't currently own any Gibsons.
Do you own any? You do own one Epiphone,
I own an Epiphone.
Right?
I own the Epiphone. Yeah. I need to pull that out of the case. I packed it up when I moved to space.
Disappointing.
And I haven't pulled it out since. Then we're moving on to something we'll have to come back to. Because Fender has competition for these. We've got a cutting board. It is $79.
Les Paul cutting board, $79.
Yeah, this one's made out of face grain. They had another one that was made out of end grain. I didn't screen grab that one.
What's the difference?
One was like squares, and this one was like strips.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now we're moving into Fender.
You know what this is? The purpose of this is that you've got leftover wood and you don't want to throw it away. You're like, we could call this like excess waste and get like
it's
$5
is
per
it the
piece.
Size of a guitar? It's 10 and a half by 14 inches. I just so happen to have a tape measure here. So 10
14.
and a half.
No, 14 is definitely not.
That is not long enough to be a Les Paul. I've got this Gretsch here. How long is the Gretsch? It's almost 18 inches. So this isn't even Les Paul sized.
Yeah.
It's a baby Les Paul.
It's Les Paul Mini. This is actually an Epiphone cutting board. The Epiphone Mini Les Paul.
Right. Okay, so now we're moving into all the screen grabs I got from Fender. Fender, that tweed hat's kind of cool.
They had this tweed hat at NAMM, and I was like, I I think Emily full on did it. I do not have half the balls that woman has. I think she just basically asked Fender for their entire clothing line.
What?
To like send to her, and she did a video of like, here's all the cool stuff Fender's doing right now. And I was like, man, that's a good idea.
We should do fit check videos. We shouldn't be doing this right now. We should have asked for all this stuff for free. We could pack it all up in the duffel bag and the backpack and go fly first class somewhere.
Well, right now, this t-shirt is from B's Music Shop in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. They have all kinds of things.
It's from my wife. She gave it to me.
Yeah, nobody actually knows where it's from. Everyone always asks. And
search on the internet for giant Japanese squirrel shirt. You'll find it.
I think the latest cat pedal I've seen at B's Music is the Caroline Lucky Cat Fuzz. Anyway, these hats from Fender.
I like the Sunburst one, but I know it's not going to age as amazing as the Tweed one.
Is that just like a foam trucker hat?
Yeah, there are prints on both of them.
It's an embroidered foam trucker hat.
I don't know, maybe the Sunburst one will age better. I'm trying to think of what would look better in 15 years after being your favorite hat.
I don't like the embroidery looking vibe.
The next hat is rad too.
I like this hat.
I like this hat.
I would wear this hat.
Fender's got a strong hat game, which I was expecting to diss on Fender's hat game because I was remembering the fedoras that they used to sell in Guitar Center. Like, who wants to buy a Fender branded fedora?
I mean, I think
not me.
I think they still have those from time to time.
They probably do.
I know 2 or 3 years ago they did like the Brixton Fender fedoras. It's like $100 hat or something.
Okay, so Gibson had the $800 duffel bags and stuff like that. This is Fender's big ticket item.
Yeah, so Fender does stuff like this where I'm just what even is this?
It's a Fender ski goggles or snowboard goggles.
Yeah, I know what they are, but I'm like, why is your go-to
They're seafoam and tweed,
combo doing a gyro plus
I don't know.
cross Fender Axis goggle?
I don't know.
$190.
Weirdly, the duffel bag makes more sense.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
The duffel bag can at least, you throw your cables in there, maybe you fit your pedal board in there somehow, and that's your tour bag.
They've got this Wrangler Fender shirt that's on clearance over there.
It was $60.
Yeah, down to $24. I don't know why they were trying to charge $60 for a Wrangler shirt. I buy my Wrangler jeans off of Amazon for $30, and those are jeans. It's not a shirt.
Ryan, it's a ringer tee, so you got to pay more.
Steve, this is what I want you to do.
Oh boy.
Squint your eyes. This is like one of those AI things. Squint your eyes and look at the shirt. Do you see the Kirkland logo? This is a Costco shirt.
You didn't even have to tell me to squint. I would have just seen it with my normal eyes.
Well, it's
my
theatrics.
My imagination is occasionally functional. Well, so
but even looking at the tag, it caught my eye because, like, is that a Kirkland shirt? When I'm looking at the printed tag and then I look at the design, I'm like, it's the same design.
So the thing is because this is animal print, it just makes me think of, I think it's that don't impress me much.
Right.
Twain, where she's wearing like the full cheetah print.
I used to work in the apparel industry. Yeah, this is such a funny thing to me. This whole thing that the tag is the same print as the front facing. I can't talk. The front facing print on the shirt. It feels like a catalog filler. We're like, we got to present 50 new designs to JCPenney or whatever. Just make a couple logo shirts. And so they had a logo that's meant to be just the tag on the shirt, and they're just like, put it on the front. Just blow it up. Put the tag on the front. I know that's what happened here.
I hate it.
It's really bad. It's a pretty bad one.
Like, I can think of a handful of better ideas that I think are still terrible. Like, why not call your Fender X Wrangler clothing line Frangder?
No.
How about Wrangler? How about Fengler? Like, these are all better than Wrangler Fender.
Put them side by side. Don't stack them vertical.
The vertical stack, and then one of them is in a rectangular box. You know what? With the Fender one over the overlay, it doesn't, and it's two fonts, and it.
You know,
I mean, I know why it's two fonts
Okay.
because they're two different logos, but come on.
Gibson had a better Wrangler Fender shirt than this. I didn't screen grab it.
Oh,
But it was like an old style illustration of a cowboy on a bucking bronco with a guitar on his back. Imagine if it was a Fender guitar and he's wearing Wrangler jeans.
yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There's your shirt design. Steal it from Gibson. You know, play authentic, wear authentic. You know? So the next one in the slideshow here is just a regular white Fender shirt, $30. I think that's just what people want to wear. They just want to wear a regular Fender shirt. They don't want the Target,
classic
Walmart version of a Fender shirt that's got all this stuff spit all over it. Oh, now we're into the cutting board. Do you remember what the Gibson cutting board cost? Wasn't it like $80?
I think it was $80. Can I find it?
Fenders
$80
are $33.99. And I don't.
These probably aren't tone.
They look like a bamboo.
Ones.
They look like bamboo. I don't think they're made out of Gibson tone quality maple caps or whatever. And we don't know the size of them. I've seen these in stores though. I think they're normal cutting board size.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here.
Do you need a reminder when you are
Let's do a side by side. I'll go back. So $79 versus $33. Do you think that it's there? Do you think you're going to class the party up a little better with the Gibson one? Like, is your charcuterie board going to hit a little harder? I'm weirdly leaning towards the Gibson. Like, if money wasn't an object and I had to pick which one I thought was classiest or was most interesting.
the thing that sets them apart is, and I don't know what it's called, but like
the only time I picked a Gibson over a Fender and it's a cutting board.
that groove around the body for
Yeah.
like catching juice and whatever looks like
The blood groove.
Looks like I was gonna call it that, but I don't know if that's what it's called.
I think it is what it's called. I know that's what it's called in a knife.
It's looks wider on the Gibson one, so it looks more functional. Though on this one, they look so narrow that they just don't seem like they
Also,
would catch very
they
much.
pulled in that groove from the bottom edge to leave room for the logo.
Yeah.
It's like,
So it's a little weird.
I guess it's fine, but it doesn't seem like you're taking the cutting board part very seriously.
Right.
You should have put the logo in the neck heel.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like.
But they wanted it to be big.
I don't like that the groove on the Strat honors the neck heel.
And the Telecaster.
The Telecaster does not. That's off-putting to me for some reason. And it doesn't make sense at all because you're never going to have the two in the same room. You're not buying both of them. You're only getting one, right?
Yeah.
Please tell me you didn't buy both.
It's not even that. Well, for the price of the Gibson one, you can get both of these.
Exactly.
It is. If the Strat one did not honor the neck, then it would be fine. It's the fact that they're two different things that makes it so odd.
Right. Why did they do it different?
All right, let's move on.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a Fender pop socket.
So do people still use these?
Yeah, I think so.
Because here's the thing is I think I finally did send it to somebody. I had a pop socket in the Inner Circle giveaway bag for like 2 years. Because every time I looked at it, I was like,
No one wants this.
I feel like nobody would really want this.
Well, this one is 1.21 millimeters extra heavy.
It looks a bit thicker than that.
I'm holding out for the Tort, I want a Tort pop socket.
It's $12.
I know, for
Right.
something that people give away for free at trade shows.
Fender tweed bleacher cushion.
This is like the extent of Fender's like furniture lifestyle stuff. Yeah, they have bar stools or like guitar stools or whatever.
Right.
But they don't, this is their duffel bag.
Yeah, and it's $40, $39.
It's a $40
$38.99.
like stadium cushion. I'm kind of into it. I don't sit at stadiums ever, but if I was going to pick like, I'm assuming that there's a culture around stadium seats where it's like you kind of want to identify something about yourself with it, whether it be your team or some other interest.
Sure.
You want to let people know that you're really into the Bahamas and guys named Tommy, like this is your chance to communicate to everyone around you, all the other dudes at the sports ball game, that you're also Guitar Boy.
Yeah.
And then so they can come up to you and you can, meet new friends.
Well, also, if you're just going to like an arena show, like you could take this to a concert, like those hard plastic seats in an arena show,
Yeah, they're roughing on your tail.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to have to scroll back to this one when we get to because I put a Gibson clock. Oh, I put it next. Okay. I had the forethought to do that.
Okay.
So here's a Fender clock.
$73.
$73.99, $74.
Yep,
And
yep.
it's a tweed Fender clock.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Silverface Fender clock.
Mhm,
Just saying. And then we've got the Gibson clock, $149. The Gibson clock isn't themed after any other amps or guitars or anything like that. It's themed after their strings, but it's like a bar style clock. I think it's a light too.
It does have LED backlights.
Yeah.
And is powered by an included low voltage power adapter. I like the Gibson clock better.
I think so too.
I don't know if I double the price like it better.
The Gibson clock feels like it's trying to make a sincere attempt at being a vintage man cavey dive bar sort of a piece of decoration. It's
giving like Dr. Pepper clock.
The Fender clock, I hate to keep dogging on Fender and picking Gibson, but the Fender clock feels like discount bin at Ross or Marshall's.
No, I think that's a really good call. I think
like weird gift that department store couldn't sell, so it ended up.
They've got like these the little like brass like feet.
Yeah,
that's what those are, like rivets or whatever.
They're little rivets, but they're meant to be where the hours are.
I know they're meant to be where the hours are, but something that I think
Do you know how clocks work?
Yeah, dude. Hold on.
All right.
But I think like there's just so like they could have. I understand that brass.
It's neat that it looks like it's actually wrapped in tweed.
Yeah, and I get that brass rivet means that is a component that they would use. I just think that there's a better component. I think, maybe like some kind, like the hands should have been like giant witch hat knobs, something like that. Like, I think those buttons could have been,
it needs more theming. You're saying,
I think what would have been cool.
It needs a strap.
I don't know if it needs a strap.
It needs a leather strap on the top just to complete the look.
I think what would be cool is instead of using dots, just use like not Roman numerals, but like use like Arab. I guess it'd be Arabic numerals. Okay,
if they
hold on, let me finish.
All right.
Use the font that's on the witch hat knob, and that's your thing. Like make that your like that Fender number that's on every dial. Yeah, you got to take it to 12, whatever. Like it doesn't. What goes to 12? The Hot Rod series goes to 12.
Here's an idea for an actual cool Fender clock.
Okay.
It's just the faceplate from an amp.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine it's a Princeton or something like that. And each knob mechanically spins. They can bring back the knobs from the Cyber series amps.
Right.
But it's like one knob is your hours and it goes to 12.
Yeah.
The other knob is your minutes and it goes to 60.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes around and around, and like maybe you got one that's really going the seconds or something like that. There's something there. There's some like 3 knob thing. Maybe one's a date or something like that. And it's a wall clock that the knobs just continuously spin, and you go up and you look at it.
No, I think that works. You could do it with like giant chicken head knobs.
Oh, chicken heads would be great.
You could do a 12 around one, and then the other you have two 0 to 9s,
or giant like Haley could do this
0
like
to 6
giant 3D printed Strat knob. We're gonna blow the whole episode on this topic. And it's hollow on the inside, so the clock hands are on the inside of it, but then you've got the 1 through 12 around the outside, so you just have hands inside of a Strat knob. Fender, there was a bunch of really good.
Yeah.
I mean, one was kind of out there, but that was a good clock idea.
Ryan, we are about halfway through this. Is this a good topic?
I don't know. You guys tell us. Is this a good video?
Well, the reason I'm asking is, do we stop here and do the rest of them next episode?
No.
Do we smash through this?
Let's keep smashing.
Let's cut what's new. Right now, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to say, if you're enjoying this, head on over to patreon.com/60. We've never done this before.
Yeah. Interrupted the topic. It's unheard of.
/60 Cycle Humcast, where you can support the making of this program like these folks did at the $5 level. We've got Spells Good. And at the $10 level, we've got free range chicken. And let me tell you, $10 for free range chicken is
that's a good price.
Pretty good
you go down
price.
to the farmer's market, that's expensive stuff.
Of course, the money that you give, the pledge to us through Patreon, help support Ryan's lifestyle product purchases in the future.
I'm going to buy that duffel bag.
No,
I'm going to put all my duffels in it.
But you know, there's a lot of things. Can we talk about the thing that you're doing later this year?
Yeah.
So the thing that Patreon, a lot of the Patreon money that's been stored up is going to send Ryan back to Germany this year.
I'm going back. I'm going to go hang out with Henning and the whole crew. So the Patreons are funding that. So all the content.
Yeah, technically all the content you make in Germany is Patreon funded content.
I was about to say that.
Put the freaking credits on there, my man.
It's going to be for the Patrons every single time. I could go seek out from some sponsors to cover my costs of going out there. But yeah, let's make it all Patreons, like funded content. Everything I do in Germany. Why not? Let's have fun.
Well, you better make some good stuff.
I'm not making any promises.
All right. We got through the clocks.
Here it is, Steve.
I cannot. So I saw this by accident while we were prepping for the show. I cannot duplicate my reaction to this.
It was visceral.
It was so like off the rails. It's the Fender Alder and Mahogany wood cheese board. This is the same. This is what should match up with the Gibson cutting board. This is a $60 cheese cutting board.
It makes more sense when you know that there are the Stratton Telly charcuterie boards. But when you see it just by itself, you're like, what the fuck? Fender, what is this? It's a cheese slicing board that has the little arm with the wire.
Yeah.
Like what? That belongs over in Gibson territory. First class stuff, Fender.
Yeah. Well,
you don't make first class stuff. You make bench seats for the stadium.
Maybe that Wrangler X Fender shirt that you said looks like the Kirkland logo is really just there to remind you that you can get this board and then you can go buy block cheese from Costco. Kirkland branded block sharp cheddar.
And then of course we've got the Fender key ring, classic kind of Fender gifty sort of thing.
You know,
a lot of people love these.
I'm not actually interested in the jack rack. But I have thought about.
I am. When you say the words out loud, it sounds very interesting.
I have thought about.
Sorry. We're never going to recover from that.
I thought about like just making these plugs and just to have one on my key ring with some like old. I've got some wire laying around and I've got some old plugs.
Couldn't be hard.
No.
And then you could just leave, and then instead of having this little like fake amp by the door, just leave a real amp. You're like, oh, my keys go in here in the real amp.
Yeah, and then turn it on and blow up the amp.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess it'd be just two weird inputs, so probably not.
Right, it wouldn't do anything actually. And why is your amp on?
PRS reusable water bottle, Birdswarm Black.
Okay, so I went over to PRS.
$35 freaking dollars,
fully expecting PRS to like be toe to toe with Gibson in the merch department.
Yeah.
Strangely, not a lot of stuff over there. Not a lot of lifestyle stuff at PRS. They are like, once I got out of Gibson and Fender territory, I realized, other brands are just kind of focusing on making musical equipment. They're not really doing the lifestyle thing as hard. This feels like something that we would get in a gift bag at NAMM or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, this feels like giveaway stuff.
Is this a fancy, it's 25 ounces.
It's got birds on it,
small.
Steve. Don't question it. It's got birds on it. Paul's mom likes birds.
Copper vacuum insulation, threaded insulation.
Steve, have you never heard the story behind the birds?
I've actually never heard the story behind the birds. The story
behind the birds on PRS guitars is that Paul's mom likes birds.
Oh.
So
good for her.
Big story there, guys. I think I got the story right. I might have messed up a few details.
$35, for like $30, you can get two 40-ounce bottles at Costco.
Of course. So. And then you can get that Fender Wrangler shirt.
And then you just buy a bunch of stickers and slap them on your water bottle. That's what I do.
That might be what this is. Is it printed or is it a sticker?
I think it's printed. It better be printed. If it's a sticker, it's going to wear off.
So the next thing is a shirt.
$15 shirt. Looks like the
See, I didn't
Golden
want to
State Warriors logo.
There it is. I know that I've seen the shirt that this references. Is that? I'm not up on sports stuff. I've never been up on sports stuff. Is this?
But this is not the Bay Bridge. Oh, this is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
Okay, but this is clearly a riff on that, right?
Yes.
Oh, is that cool? Is that fine?
I think it's fun.
Okay, you think it's fun? Okay.
Well, you know what it is? It's the color scheme more than anything. It's the doing the yellow blue.
Yeah,
makes
but
it
also the
feel
circle with the bridge
yeah,
and the yellow.
yeah.
I've seen those shirts. I know that it's like an iconic thing. They got some deals on shirts over there at PRS. This is only
$15.
$15.
You know, Ryan, because I told you I was trying to figure out shirt prices, $15 is only a couple dollars more than a single 2XL t-shirt.
Right.
When it's premium 50/50 Heather charcoal gray.
I'm sure that's a okay quality shirt.
I
don't
could
know.
only get that down to like $9. Bulk buy.
Oh, you're trying to buy in bulk.
Yeah.
And then they've got an SC shirt that is down to $15 from $30.
It looks like all their shirts are just kind of on sale.
I'm just gonna say it. I think that Squire shirts should cost less than Fender shirts, and Epiphone shirts should cost less than Gibson shirts, and SE shirts should definitely cost less than regular.
If you just see this red
PRS
block
shirts. Yeah.
SE logo, it's so meaningless.
It could be any like biomed tech brand,
100%.
calculator brand. Like it could be anything. I don't know if this has a back print. I don't think it did. Now this shirt was cool. This is a $30 shirt. It's got one of their pickups, minimal branding here. It's got a humbucker taken apart. That's a cool shirt. Like that's a shirt where like if an aunt or an uncle gave it to me for Christmas, I'd be like, you know what? Good on you. You picked a cool shirt.
This is a riff on kind of a classic shirt thing that I think, well, the first time I've seen it is Fender. I used to have a Fender button-up shirt that had like a bunch of 1950s like exploded guitar diagrams.
Right. Don't change yet. The next one is so pretentious.
But it's
a PRS scarf.
But it's only $25.
I know. And you can pair it with the PRS beanie.
Oh my gosh.
Which weirdly looks kind of badass because you can't really tell that it's birds. It kind of looks like weird skulls. Or like some sort of like winter camouflage or something.
How many PRS?
I'm sorry. If I saw someone walking around with a PRS scarf, I wouldn't be able to contain my laughter. I think that's kind of ridiculous. And I'm sorry if you're wearing one right now while watching this.
How many PRS beanies do you think Trey Xavier owns?
I don't remember if he's a PRS boy.
I don't think he is, but he's just
he's
a beanie boy.
He might have one. If anyone has one.
PRS Birdswarm hat, $30, so it's cheaper than the Fender hats.
Yeah. I thought this was actually kind of interesting. The bird wall hanger, it's only $16. If you've got a PRS and you're real proud of having a PRS, you might as well get the bird hanger.
Can you imagine though if this hanger wasn't compatible with whatever the finish was on the neck?
Does PRS ever use nitro?
I
think they're so modern. I think they have their own special UV poly that they're proud of.
All right, the PRS Go Bag, $220. You know what this is?
What is it?
I mean, I guess I can't say this 100%. Is this the same as the D'Addario bag?
It might be.
It looks really
or
similar.
from the same OEM or whatever.
Yeah. And it's about I think the D'Addario bag's
look at the
$200.
guts. I mean, it's definitely meant to be a gear bag.
Yeah.
Like this is better than the Gibson bag as far as being a gear bag.
Exactly. So this is what I was saying, like $220. This is like a musician's go bag. It's specialty design. This is like a photography backpack where if you look at it and it's like $200, you're like, damn, that's a lot. But if you're looking at hauling like your $1,500, $2,000 camera, like it's a good investment.
Right. Or also you like, I have all sorts of different bags and cases that I travel with. Yeah. It's like, I know which ones are like, oh, that's the bag that I throw swimsuits and underwear in or whatever when I, you know, go on family vacation. And that one over there is the one I put cameras and gear and cables in. Like this would be your gear and cables bag. It's obvious. So I got a lot of screen grabs of the bag. They've got some general, like PRS really didn't have a lot. So I was like, there was so much Fender and Gibson stuff that I didn't show you. Like so
Oh, yeah.
much. It just pages and pages of stuff. PRS really didn't have a lot. So here's some just basic, branded cups and tumblers and things like that, micro tuners. And then the rest of it, it's all just like music accessory stuff. And then Ibanez, this is literally all Ibanez has.
It's just shirts. 3
shirts, a long sleeve shirt, and 2 hoodies. That's it. Ibanez was devoid of lifestyle stuff. It's just shirts.
The D'Addario bag is different, but it's it's the vibe.
Same thing with Taylor.
Dude, they have camp mugs. I might have to buy one.
You want a PRS camp mug?
I don't know. I use my JHS camp mug all the time.
Those JHS camp mugs are pretty cool. Is it red?
It's red.
Yeah, that's a cool one. So yeah, Taylor's kind of the same as PRS, where it's like, yeah, you want a mug, you want a,
You want a $130 stool?
Well, all the
$140 stool?
Medical insurance the way it is. All my stools are about $140.
Jeez.
But it's just kind of just whatever. Here's a really cool one. Next one is really cool.
Orange embossed leather belt.
Embossed leather belt with a custom belt buckle. It's got that 70s vibe. It's $60, but come on, it's got the mojo. It's got the little logos on it, like the little graphics that they use on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wish I was an Orange Amps person. I wish that I was into that now. One, because Orange Amps look cool as fuck. Let's be honest. Name a cooler looking amp. There's not many. But the Icon situation with Orange and just this cool, funky vibe, I'd wear this belt for sure. But I can't because I'm not an Orange Amps person.
Of course, it's got the orange, hieroglyphics.
Right, that's what I was talking about, the icons.
And $60 honestly doesn't seem like a bad price if it's good quality.
Oh, look, I did screen grab the duffel bag price. There it is.
$800.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That's the end.
So here, my judgment is that I think that from what I saw, unless there's some other brand out there doing it better, I think that Gibson owns the lifestyle game right now.
Yeah.
I think just the range of you want a really high quality, Western wear sort of situation. We got that. And don't worry, it's not gross and overly branded. People won't know that it's Gibson, but you will. And that's what matters. The duffel bags, the backpacks, whatever. I think my place is still that bag people won't care. It's only for the guitar people who have more money than taste.
I will say, Ryan and I talked about this offline. Yes, we know about the Fender Bluetooth stuff and the Marshall Bluetooth stuff.
Those are all devices.
And we're calling those, devices, electronics. Yeah, they're over the top.
Right.
But
if you're into phonographs, you're probably not buying the Fender phonograph.
Even though it's $4,000.
Is it?
It's pretty up there.
That feels like it's something that was made for a press release.
But it's the same price as the regular record player that company makes.
We still have 2 ads to cover.
I know.
This is a long episode, isn't it?
That's why I was asking if we wanted to split that thing in half, but I realized we went through the rest of it pretty quick. This next ad was sent by Dustin G. All original PRS body and neck with custom cut design, exotic wood veneer pickup plate, custom 4-plate. What? I thought this was a V.
Yeah.
How is this a PRS body? Yeah. I don't, what? Gibson Epiphone pre-wired kit, a bunch of stuff. Geiger chrome pickup. All cavities are I assume that's supposed to be copper lined, routed out back, pure tone, full contact output jack, drilled and threaded. What's the price on this? Is there a price? I need a price. Give me a price. Price.
I don't remember if there was a price.
There's no price. It's free.
I think there was all screen grabs that someone, because it's the way it's numbered. These aren't me grabbing it from somewhere.
I don't understand why
they sent it without the price.
All original PRS body and neck with custom cut design. How do you take a Gibson body or a Gibson neck and end up with this?
Steve, it's obvious. It's completely obvious why they think it's a PRS. Look at the tuners.
Is that what it is?
That's all it is. That's all. That's the only reason why they think this is a PRS. What headstock shape is this? It's like a weird
It's giving Samick, but it's
giving
like
Lion.
weird Samick.
It's like Lion by Washburn.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
that's the vibe I'm getting.
Because this is a Flying V, I wonder if it was just originally like a Gibson style arrow headstock that's been cut down. That whoever
No. I don't think
Rogers
so.
Studio. Who's Rogers Studio? Is that an actual brand?
Oh, you've never heard of them?
Is that a thing?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
Rogers.
It looks like it started its life as a budget Flying V. And then they've just done a bunch of mods at this thing. I'll talk about the pickguard situation in a minute. But they put a Gretsch stop tail on this. That V-shaped stop tail is a Gretsch thing. They also put. Did you say they put GFS pickups in it? They're like
no, they're like I thought it said Epiphone.
No, they have like a Filtertron cover on them. Like this is just a grab bag of random nonsense.
It just says Gibson Epiphone pre-wired kit, 2-volume, 2-tone push-pull slit coil humbucker pickups.
None of the parts really matter. The thing that matters to me is that somehow, I mean, I could sit here and describe all this and it would sound rad. Somehow they managed to make this ugly. I don't understand the thinking of the blue pearl on a black V contrasted against a wooden pickguard. Like there's so much going on here. Like if they had kept it simple, this could have been a lot cooler. Like a Gretsch hardware loadout and Filtertron in appearance pickups. I think they're just regular humbuckers with a cover plate on them. And even the way that the knobs are lined up, that diamond shape of the 4-knob layout with a 3-way switch down there, I think that's all attractive. The pickguard situation, the blue pearl, I don't get it. I don't get what they were going for here looks wise. I think it's off-putting.
I don't know if they did either. This Rogers logo, is this from the drum company Rogers?
I have no idea.
I found a Rogers Studio that makes like studio monitor speakers, but I didn't see anything.
It's
that
just
was like
the name
blue
of the guy
pearl.
that put this together. His name is Roger,
and he's got a studio.
He's like, here we are in my studio. I'm throwing stuff together.
But then this case is like the perfect fit.
Well, yeah, it's
just a generic Flying V case.
I think it's an SKB or something like that. He should have picked one look and stuck with it. If he had just done the wood pickguard,
yeah.
And like the wings, why did he like hollow out underneath the wings for weight relief or something? When are Flying V's heavy guitars? Like, I don't think you need weight relief on a Flying V, right?
Did he say that it's weight relieved?
I don't know. I'm assuming that that's the reason for putting those pickguards there, is that there's significant routing underneath.
I thought he just did it for vibes.
I think if he was going to cut pearl pickguards, he should have done gold. And just one segment, 2 segments, your control plate segment and then your main body segment. You don't need the 3rd segment for the upper wing there. That doesn't make any sense. There's no theme here. There's no complementary colors going on. There's nothing that makes this feel good when I look at it. He's probably watching this episode and we're breaking his heart.
Sorry.
Now I feel bad. I'm sorry. But I don't like it. It's very ugly. Okay, so the last one. What was the last one?
The last one is Can You Handle It? It's from Joey Scar.
There we go. We got a Scar.
About this listing, a punky metal Epiphone S style modified with an Ibanez USA F2 pickup. Neck pickup is stock. Switch to split the humbucker. Trem arm is missing. Everything works as it should. Gig bag included. Where is the price? Is there? There it is. $275 on Reverb at Jesper's Gear Outlet in Sweden. So it's $150 shipping. Yeah, that is a handle.
You got a handle on this one.
5 Iron Frenzy might have said you can't handle this.
I've been trying to figure out if there's a functional reason for that. If this is someone who like they strum from behind the bridge, so they're like, man, all these knobs sticking out of this fancy bridge are bumming me out. They're scraping into my wrist. I got to have some sort of thing to put my wrist on so I can, like, imagine someone who holds their guitar up high and they're strumming over the bridge like that. Like, is it that type of person that did this thing? I could see this being a functional solution to something.
Maybe. I like these little pick guardy things they made.
Yeah, they blocked off the middle pickup route with a custom little pick guard piece, and then they did another one to hold the neck pickup, and then they made a little guitar pick piece that's right next to the switch. I'm almost wondering if there used to be a blade switch there.
I think there was.
And they're covering it up with that. But I don't know, it doesn't look quite wide enough either. It's an odd little detail there. I'm wondering what that's for, why they covered up. It might just be like, hey, I wonder if I could cut a pick out of this material. I cut 2 pick guard rings successfully, and they just decided to add it into their design. Also,
is this guitar is black, right?
It is black. This thing's got dandruff.
Okay.
This thing is covered in dust. If you're going to sell your stuff, dust it off, man.
And I mean, like, okay, when I sell things and pedals and whatever,
sometimes you can't help it.
You know, maybe there's a little bit of dust like under a knob because I didn't want to take every knob off.
You can see it in this picture, which is like, you shouldn't be able to see dust in that picture. It's too far away. But the close-ups, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Little bits of hair and grime and dust all over it. How is this thing so dusty?
It's embarrassing for you.
It looks like they put the shop vac on reverse and just sprayed it.
Come on, Jesper. From Jesper's Gear Outlet, like,
dust it off before you put it on a stand and photographed it intentionally and put it in front of like a wall that you thought was cool.
It's outdoors, so you knew you could get the best lighting outdoors.
We can see the reflection of him taking the photo. I don't see his face though. Can we get a face in one of these photos? I don't think so.
Tony, enhance.
Maybe on the back? Nah, I got nothing here. You can see he's wearing red Converse.
Yeah.
In the back. That's the best I got. Can we ID this guy?
Good taste in shoes.
There might be something hidden in the neck, but it would take a lot of enhancing, and I don't think we have the CPU for it. I don't think we can do
that.
Okay, so which one
have to divert life support?
Not again. Okay, so we had You Can't Handle This. We had Very Ugly V. And we had the Trashcaster.
Mine is Trashcaster.
Me too, Trashcaster.
Trashcaster.
Congratulations, Jake Murray. Murray? Is that how you pronounce it? Murray. How do you prefer your name to be pronounced? Murray.
I just wrote Trash Master. That's me.
We managed to wrap up the episode in a reasonable amount of time, even though we did the topic for 40 minutes.
This song was sent by Punk Monkey 22, who says, "Hi. After your last podcast and you saying to send you stuff, I've got some demos I saved years ago. I recorded. I've attached my favorite one for you in case you ever need another track to play. The vocal line got left in as kind of a sax synth, and I never got around to doing lyrics for it. I think it sounds okay, though. Keep doing what you guys do. You're awesome."
We won't stop. Ever. We can't. We don't know how. It feels like that little, like there's like a little organ melody or key melody in there. It feels like that's a placeholder for some sort of vocal idea.
Yeah, that's literally what he said.
That's literally what he said. Okay. I'm sorry.
I thought it sounded really cool, and I thought the guitar riff, that thing, was like really strong.
I, in my mind, really wanted there to be just a shredding accordion solo the whole time. Like just bring in Weird Al, like just 2/5 of accordion, just like one's holding down the melody, the other one's doing under melodies and all sorts of weird little like polka fill riffs and stuff like that. But combined with the hard rock distorted guitar and the driving nature of it, it would be like the Van Halen of accordion solos, you know?
All right.
That's what my brain wanted to hear.
Eruption, but it's accordion.
Yeah, accordion eruption. That would actually be great. He's like double tapping accordion.
All right. That's an idea. You had an idea.
That is an idea that I just had. All right. Thanks for enduring our manic, weird guitar show thing, guys. See you again next week.
Let us know what kind of lifestyle products you've purchased, and stay grounded.
Bye, everybody.